Every year, in an epic journey of 500 miles, people from all over the world travel El Camino de Santiago. Be it for religious, cultural, or athletic reasons, or for sheer adventure, each journey is unique and deeply personal. El Camino de Santiago, or the Way of St. James, is a network of routes across Spain and Europe which all lead to Santiago de Compostela in northwestern Spain. In the Middle Ages, these routes were walked as a pilgrimage to the tomb of the Apostle James. This short film is about Daniel Howett's journey.
Cruz de Ferro. That is actually in a mountain pass. It's the high point of the Camino. Well, about a kilometer away is the high point. So as we were going up towards the pass, it was about 10 or 12 kilometers, we were watching the sun come up behind us. So every turn was very special. And coming up on that particular rock cairn itself, it's about 20 feet high, maybe 80 feet across. There's a telephone pole kind of in the middle with a small cross up on top. I was not prepared for how powerful Cruz de Ferro was going to be. To come up to that place and to be in this place where for thousands of years people just like me had stopped and made offerings to something bigger than themselves that they knew was out there. And for me to come up to that place, it's one thing to sit here in the U.S. and to rationally think God's got to be bigger than what I had believed for many years, and that's just where I'm at in my stage of life. The closer I come to God, I just sat for like 2 hours. All three of us, me, Balej, and Chad, it hit each of us in amazing, powerful ways. And we just sat for like 2 hours to just be in that moment. Balej grew up Hungarian Catholic. He still believes in God and he prays to the saints. That's his framework, but he's not a staunch practicing Catholic. I know that changed a lot for him along the Camino. Chad was a Canadian, knows there's something bigger than himself. One of the things that really struck me up on Cruz de Ferro, I met a couple from Seattle, actually, an American couple, who I crossed paths with about 6 more times in the next 2 weeks. But I was talking to them about how my feet were so chewed up, and I was wanting to walk all the way to Santiago, but as I was talking to this couple, and they had come all the way from Saint-Jean, France, and I was, kind of lamenting, was I going to be able to walk the whole way? And suddenly, the guy, he says, "Daniel, it's your Camino, so make it your Camino." To make the journey my journey and to embrace it and all of its ups and its downs. And it was actually later on that day and the next day where I said, my journey is actually going to include taking a train for about 80 kilometers. I took a train from a town of Ponferrada to the town of Sarria. Chad and I decided at that point that we stopped and we spent an entire day in Ponferrada just resting and walking very slowly and being tourists.
So at the place where the rocks are, you had your rock.
Yes.
Where'd you get your rock? Did you bring it from here, or did you?
It came out of the Smoky Mountains.
Okay, yes. So you took a Smoky Mountain rock. It's now in Spain. Was there something attached to that rock? I don't want you to necessarily tell us what that is, but was there something you were letting go of when you did that?
No, for me it was very different. That is the tradition of you leave, the rock is a symbol of letting go of something. For me, and already, this was like 4 days into it, I had seen so much giving, so much, I had already met David. I had seen so many acts of kindness and giving that for me, and you can find a photo of this where it's the rock, it's the cairn, I snapped a photo. For me, it was giving a part of the Smoky Mountains to this rock that's been growing for 1,200, this pile that's been growing for 1,200 years. That's for me what the rock was.
That's a good one.
Many of the rocks in that pile had writings on them, prayers and very.